Benji, this AI can predict our every move. We need to find its core and shut it down. And we have just one chance to do that.
We have to think bigger. The AI is not confined to the sea anymore.
We need to cover every possible lead.
We're going after the AI.
Did you know Tom Cruise had to do some dangerous stuff like climbing the tallest building in the world? We are talking about the buzzed Mission Impossible series. It seems the new movie would have several surprises in the mix. Are you curious to know? Originally named Dead Reckoning Part 2, the upcoming film has undergone some changes, including a new release date in May 2025. But why the delay? Ethan's friends from the IMF, Luther Stickle, played by Ving Rhames, and Benji Dunn, played by Simon Pegg, will return for the next movie. But sadly, Rebecca Ferguson's character, Ilsa Faust, won't be joining them. She was killed by Gabriel, played by Isai Morales, so she won't be back. Some people think there's a chance that Ilsa might still be alive, but it seems pretty unlikely. The director, McQuarrie, says her death was a big moment and meant a lot for her character. Ferguson herself seems to agree. She mentioned that sometimes actresses' contracts end and they get to decide if they want to continue. In her case, she feels like it's time for Ilsa's story to end. Hayley Atwell will be back as Grace.
People are chasing us.
Yes, they are. You're driving.
Who decided to join the IMF at the end of the last movie. Vanessa Kirby will return as Alana Mitsopoulos, also known as the White Widow, causing more trouble for Ethan. It seems like Pom Clementiev's character, Paris, might not make it after getting stabbed by Gabriel. But she's alive at the end, having saved Ethan and Grace, so we can expect her to return and be on the good side next time. Simon Pegg shared a photo of Pom Clementiev on Instagram in December 2023, hinting at her comeback. He wrote, "Hard to kill. If you think you've seen the last of Paris, think again." Henry Journeys, Kittredge, Shia Wingham's Jasper Briggs, and Greg Tarzan Davis's Degas will also be making a comeback. However, Cary Elwes won't be returning as Denlinger since Gabriel killed him after discovering where the Sevastopol was buried. We're also seeing an old face return in Mission Impossible 8. Rolf Saxon will be back as CIA analyst William Donlow from the first movie. He got transferred to Alaska, which is luckily close to where the Sevastopol sub is buried under the ice. Mark Gatiss and Charles Parnell will return as the heads of the NSA and NRO from Dead Reckoning Part 1. Mariella Garriga will also reprise her role as Marie, who has a connection to Ethan's past.
No, this is an action movie, like packed of action and stunts, but it's also a movie that carry the emotion of the characters.
In the next movie, we'll see some new faces joining the series. Janet McTeer, Hannah Weddingham, Lucy Tulagarchuk, Katie O'Brien, and Trammell Tillman. We're still not sure who they'll be playing or how big their roles will be. However, we do know that Holt McCallany, known from Mindhunter, will play Secretary of Defense Bernstein, and Nick Offerman will play Sidney, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. While we don't have an official synopsis for Mission Impossible 8, we can guess how the next movie might start.
The entity is playing a dangerous game. It is not just after power. It wants control.
Although Gabriel is the villain in Dead Reckoning, it seems there's a bigger threat an all-powerful AI often referred to as the Entity poses. The Entity has the power to mess with digital data and has already hacked into the world's intelligence network. It's like whoever controls it can control the world. The US government created the Entity and tested it on a Russian sub called the Sevastopol just to see if it could find a stealth sub, but the Entity went rogue and wrecked the sub. The source code of the Entity is stored on the Sevastopol, and the only way to get it is with a special key. Luckily, Ethan has that key. At the end of Mission Impossible 7, Paris tells him he needs to find Sevastopol. Ethan doesn't know where it is yet, but he's determined to find it and destroy the Entity for good. But Gabriel, who's working for the Entity, will try to stop him. Obviously, the Entity doesn't want to be destroyed, so it's going to fight back. In Mission Impossible 8, the showdown between Ethan and Gabriel will be a big part of the story. Ethan knows that Gabriel has the info about where the Sevastopol is buried, so that's where things kick off. We can expect lots of spy stuff happening too, but this is where the next movie starts, at least. That's why Dunlow comes back into the picture. He's in Alaska, near where the sub is hidden in the Bering Sea. Ethan just hopes he's not holding a grudge because it was Ethan's fault Dunlow got sent to Alaska in the first place. Even though Mission Impossible 8 has been filming for a while, we haven't seen any footage yet. We might have to wait until later this year because of the delay. There's some viral footage out there showing Cruise in character as Ethan Hunt sprinting through a busy street. Fans online were pretty impressed by the 61-year-old keeping up the pace. We don't know exactly what's happening in the scene, but other photos from the set show actors in military gear near the Big Ben Tower. Looks like there's a lot to look forward to on the big screens. London is just one of the many big places where MI8 is being filmed. They've already filmed in Malta, Norway, South Africa, and even the Arctic. Originally, Mission Impossible 8 was supposed to come out in June, but it got delayed because of the Hollywood strikes, so they pushed the release date back by almost a year. They also changed the title from Dead Reckoning Part 2. The movie is set to come out on May 23, 2025. Fans of the Mission Impossible series are really excited to see what happens next in Ethan Hunt's story in Mission Impossible 8. The Mission Impossible series just keeps getting better with each new movie. It's amazing how they manage to top themselves every time. From the first one in 1996 to now, each movie adds something new and exciting to the mix. We've had high-speed motorcycle chases, terrifying villains, skyscraper climbing stunts, sneaky spy missions, and intense nuclear threats. Ethan Hunt's latest adventure, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, might just be the best one yet. It's all about the dangers of artificial intelligence, as Ethan and his team try to stop a rogue AI. They travel all over the world, facing off against incredible action scenes and unexpected twists. The second part of the hunt for the entity in Mission Impossible 8 is definitely one of the most anticipated movies of 2025, but unfortunately, fans will have to wait a bit longer for Ethan Hunt's next mission. It faced a bunch of delays along the way. It was originally supposed to be out on August 5, 2022, then November 4, 2022, then July 7, 2023, and finally June 28, 2024. The first couple of delays were because of COVID-19, which messed up the schedules for a bunch of movies, but the latest delay happened because of a strike by the SAG-AFTRA union, which stopped filming for a while. Tom Cruise's famous catchphrase, "See you at the movies," is pretty fitting considering the massive success of movies like Top Gun Maverick and the Mission Impossible series, so you can bet Mission Impossible 8 will be hitting the big screen near you. After the last movie lost its IMAX screens because of Oppenheimer, Mission Impossible 8 will have an exclusive 3-week IMAX release. Once its theater run ends, it'll probably end up on Paramount Plus for streaming. It's no surprise that Tom Cruise is back as IMF agent Ethan Hunt. His dedication to doing his own stunts has made him a legend in modern cinema. The plot of this mind-blowing action series is still under wraps, but it's likely that Ethan will continue his quest to stop the entity despite everyone trying to stop him, and after losing 2 close allies, he's probably out for revenge too. Director Christopher McQuarrie is back at the helm, along with the same crew from Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Most of the filming is done, but there are still some big scenes left to shoot. Luckily, production has picked back up after the SAG-AFTRA strike. Tom Cruise went to some extreme measures to film in Trafalgar Square, hiring hawks to scare away pigeons. The crew even built a fake tube station and hired hundreds of extras to act as troops. McQuarrie, who's been working with Cruise for years, is directing the movie. It's all based on the classic TV series from the 60s. Despite Tom's efforts to make Dead Reckoning Part 1 last longer, it didn't do well at the box office as the other movies in the series. But with all the hype surrounding Mission Impossible 8, it's sure to be a hit. Many rumors and theories have been circulating across social media, and this has got everyone excited. What are your thoughts on the new plot for the new movie? We will get to see some exciting action and thrilling scenes in the movie. Share with us in the comments below. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, see you all.